Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and I got a few questions from some of the viewers about, because we're talking today a little bit about this Windows 10 Cloud PC or Windows Cloud PC and what it is. Basically, so as other news today that Mary Jo Foley was talking about is that in 2021, there will be something that will be called Windows 10 Cloud PC or something like that. And that is a project where, as time goes by, right now when we install Windows, we have a big chunk operating system that needs a minimum of power to actually work. And this, of course, is what we have as a Windows PC. But there are several obstacles in Windows 10 and in Windows in general, that makes Microsoft kind of, not really happy with the things going forward. One of them being legacy code. To run Win32 apps, which are what most people actually run because they go to a download page and download their favorite software. Well, that way of doing things means that they also need to have a compatibility with Win32, and that prevents Microsoft from actually innovating in something totally different in Windows, because you always need to keep that compatibility for all of those apps. And there have been some, trials, and it never did work. Windows 10 on ARM is kind of a failure right now. And that, unless they really make it well and have powerful chips, makes it hard for any, thing working with Win32, because the chip is different. It needs to be run in a virtual environment in, what we call a container. Same thing happens with Windows 10 on Windows 10X. Windows 10X wanted to run Win32 apps in a container. And what that means is that it protects the rest of the system, because you run in a box if you want, and nothing can escape that box. But it still lets you run stuff. But now, the first version of Windows 10X, what we learn is that Win32 apps will not run. So that's kind of a bad news, because it's also what could make that operating system fail. But one way that Microsoft can deal with that, and if they do it well successfully, is with Windows Cloud PC. So Windows Cloud PC, what is that? It means that basically what you need is simply almost a terminal. It's a very simple machine that can do one simple thing: connect to the internet. And everything you would do would be cloud-based. The operating system would be cloud-based. That means it is somewhere on the internet, not on your machine itself. But for you, the visuals, the way it works, would be the same. It would look like you have Windows installed on your computer. That also would mean that they could, from the cloud, run these legacy apps. And what this changes for a user is that, first of all, because you don't have any Windows installed, it's all cloud. There's no more, hassle of having these big updates that might break your system. There's no more hassle of maybe getting a virus or anything. Why? Because you're not running an operating system. You're just viewing the operating system as it's ran from the Microsoft servers in the cloud. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of having Windows. It would also require less powerful computers that could still do the job and still run all of that together. The only problem, because Microsoft has the infrastructure to try this, its Azure cloud services are huge. They are capable of running all of this. And they're growing at a really fast pace too. But the biggest problem is the internet connection. As we all know, we don't all have the same speeds of internet, and not everybody's on really good high-speed internet. And that is the biggest problem for the cloud PC. It's the fact that you do need a minimum of speed for that internet connection, so that everything just looks crisp and fast and works well. And that's probably the biggest problem for this type of operation. But it is interesting because starting 2021, Microsoft seriously wants to look at that capability. And that could also be the future of Windows. No more downloadable big chunk software like Windows 10 that you download and install, and more of a just a little machine with a screen that you have, and that means anything. That means you could run Windows on cloud, on an iPad, on an Android tablet, on a Chromebook. It would not require you to have a specific machine. It requires you to have a machine that runs fast enough to go on the internet, and an internet connection fast enough to actually have this working well. So this is kind of an interesting idea coming up. And this could be the future, actually, of Windows. And that could fix some of the problems of legacy code at the same time. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.